In the 1960s, volunteers walked into a laboratory. They were told it was a simple psychological study. By the end, they had done something disturbing. Not because they were evil, but because they were told to. The experiment officially ended.
Proceed.
The papers
Press
were
the button.
published.
Yes, I'm
But
doing it
here's
now.
what no one talks about. What if it never actually stopped? What if it simply scaled up? The goal was simple: measure obedience. Participants were told to follow authority, even when it conflicted with their morals. The results shocked everyone. Most people obeyed, even when it felt wrong, even when it caused visible harm. The conclusion? Authority overrides instinct. But instead of asking how to prevent this, institutions began asking something else. How do we optimize it? After those experiments, governments invested heavily in behavioral research. They studied how fear increases compliance, how uncertainty reduces resistance, how repetition reshapes belief, how group pressure silences dissent. These weren't academic interests, they were strategic. Over time, the testing environment changed. No more small labs, no more volunteers. The entire population became observable. Because once mass media arrived, you didn't need a lab anymore. You had society. Think about modern systems. Algorithms decide what you see. Headlines optimized for emotional response. Notifications interrupt focus. Every click, every reaction, every pause is data. And data reveals what triggers fear, what triggers anger, what triggers obedience. If you wanted to continue a global experiment, you wouldn't announce it. You'd build invisible systems that measure reactions in real time and call it technology. Look at the pattern. Crisis, reaction, policy shift. Crisis, reaction, behavior change. Each event reveals how far people will go, what they will accept, what they will normalize. Restrictions that seemed impossible become temporary. Temporary becomes permanent. Permanent becomes invisible. That's not chaos, that's calibration. The experiment adopts based on results. What if the purpose isn't control? What if it's measurement? Measurement of stress tolerance, information manipulation, social fracture points, loyalty thresholds. Every generation faces new tests, and every time the data improves. The system learns, refines, predicts. The more predictable humans become, the easier they are to guide. There's a reason it feels like reality is being shaped, because it is. Behavioral science no longer studies humans after events. It influences humans during events. Real-time adjustments, narrative tuning, emotional targeting. The original experiment asked, will humans obey authority? The modern experiment asks, how precisely can authorities shape humans? And that experiment never ended. It evolved. The most dangerous part of any experiment is awareness. Because once subjects realize they're being studied, they change. The data changes. The system must adapt again. So the real question isn't whether it ended. The real question is, if we're still inside it, what phase are we